Hello, this morning I am weekly planning. It's Saturday morning, it's 6:20. I'm always up bright and early. I tend to get up around 5 or shortly after just to get everything ready and get myself up and dressed, hair and makeup done, had a bit of breakfast before I wake the babies up. So this weekend's quite busy. I'd usually do this planning on like a Sunday afternoon, but we have friends over on Sunday. So today I'm probably going to be doing a bit of a crisis clean on the house in preparation for friends coming over tomorrow. And then I'll probably be pretty tired after that. So I don't want to leave this too late. So I find that planning my week out helps me to manage all those micro decisions that you have to make. I feel like I get such decision fatigue from how many decisions that I have to make. Like I feel like just a standard person has to make a lot of decisions anyway, but when you're a mum, like it's tripled the amount of micro decisions that I have to make a day. So I really feel like that decision fatigue impacts my natural instincts, and I feel like I just don't have any instincts left when I'm so exhausted from thinking so much about all the little things that I need to think about. So this week is a tricky one because we're getting busy again. I've had basically the last 2 weeks just cancelled all of our plans. The boys didn't go to nursery, they were recovering from being poorly, and it's been really nice and really slow and calm. And I talked before about losing that sense of slow living in our house, and I feel like I got it back the last couple of weeks. So that really shows that it's what you're doing day to day that speeds up your life so much. I'm really hoping that I can keep a little bit of that feeling of contentment and calmness as we go into a busier week this week. So I'm going to talk through each stage that I plot into the week. So I kind of draft it out on Notion on my computer and then I write it into my paper diary. And this is a Busy Bee diary, and it's quite good because it's 1 week is over 2 pages. So you've got Monday one side and the other side at the top. So on the left hand side I do all my meal planning and things, and then on the right hand side I put actual events, activities and appointments. So that works really well for me. I'm just making sure that we're on the right week. We are on the right week. So the first thing that I check is meals, and I do the food shop. We do it online, and so I can plan exactly what we're having on what day. So I've already got that rough drafted because my husband's actually picking up the food shop this morning, and we do a click and collect. So he goes to the gym and then gets the food shop on his way back, which is really handy. So once that arrives, I will check the dates and just check that all the dates on the meet are okay for the days that I've drafted that I want to have the meals, and if not, then I'll swap it up a bit. And I'll plan the meals accordingly to what things I've got on that day. So I know I do 3 slow cooker meals a week, so I'll make sure I've got those on days where I am at home to put the slow cooker on. If I've got a really busy day, it's great to have a slow cooker one ready, so kind of doing everything I can to pre-plan for that. We have had a little bit of a change with our meals recently. I had a previous meal planning video where I said that I don't eat with the babies, I eat after they've gone to bed, and that's something that I wanted to change. And I have changed that now, so I actually eat all 3 meals with them, which makes life so much easier because you're sitting down and your meal time is out of the way, and once you're done with the baby's meal time, you then don't have to go back and sort yourself out, everything's done in one go. So that's worked really nicely, and now I've been eating at 5 p.m. I can't wait later. If I haven't got a meal prepped for 5 p.m. I make sure I make something. So really pleased with that change, but it has taken a while because they were so difficult to feed and they would just throw stuff on the floor and they needed your full attention. We were spoon feeding for a little bit, but now they just feed themselves and they're quite happy to sit there and feed themselves whilst I'm eating my dinner. So I think actually me not giving them much attention and just focusing on my food helps to encourages them to eat a bit more. So I then look at the appointments and events and friends and things, that family that I'm seeing throughout the week, and I plot that into my diary, and I can then sort of cross-reference that and plan out the meals. So just to give you an idea, this week on Monday, the boys are going back to nursery, and they're just doing a couple of hours from 11 a.m. till 1 to ease them back in. I'm not working at the moment, and I recently lost my job because the company closed down. So it's quite handy for building them back up because they haven't been for weeks because they've been so poorly. So they're having a couple of hours there on Monday, which I find it really hard, to be honest. They just cry when I drop them off and cry when I pick them up. They're just not very happy. So it's a bit stressful for me. I find it a bit traumatic, but I'm hoping the more we do it, the slower we do it, the quicker they'll get used to it. So fingers crossed. And then on Tuesday, I've got a 12-month check for the boys, like the health visitor check. So that's actually about 30 minutes away from where we live, and it's at 10 a.m. So I'm going to have to do their morning nap in the car. So I need to make sure that everything's ready and packed to go. And I'll set off at 9. I'm going to meet my mum there, and we are going to go and do something nice after the check and go out for lunch, and then they'll have their afternoon nap on the way back in the car. So that's going to be a full day out on the Tuesday. Wednesday, they're back at nursery again for another couple of hours. And then Thursday, Jack's mum is with me on a Thursday. She has the day off, so she comes to help with the boys. And I've got an eyebrow appointment at 11:15. And then Friday, again, Jack's mum is off for the week, so she said she'd come over on Friday. I think we're going to go out and about somewhere on Friday, somewhere nice with the boys. I need to think about where we could go, maybe a garden centre to look at all like the Christmas displays and things. So that's everything that we've got on this week. The other thing that's quite a big deal for me to add in is when I'm going to wash my hair, because I want it fresh for certain things that I'm doing. So I'll make sure I look through and think, okay, when do I need to wash my hair, or when did I last wash it? And I try to wash it every 3 to 4 days. And so if there's anything like that that you need to book in, then plot that in, because it can be really annoying when I think, oh my god, I've got that thing tomorrow and I hadn't washed my hair. So I've put it already in. Again, it's all these little micro decisions. I then look at what FlyLady Zone we're going into. So this week it is Zone 4, which for me is the master bedroom and my dressing room. So I know there's in particular one drawer that I really want to clear out in my dressing room. So that's going to be my goal for this week. I'm not oversetting my goals. If I get that drawer done, I'll be happy. And any extra deep cleaning that I can do in that area, then I will. I'll add the daily focus into the calendar as well, which is something that I want to get back on track with. The daily focus always slips off for me, but I do find it really helpful when I can stick to it. And my schedule's changed again because I'm not working now, so I think I actually need to take a closer look at that and see what I'm going to do on each day going forward, because it was all planned around my working days and I'm not currently working. I'll then schedule in the weekly home blessing, which will be today, Saturday this week, because we've got friends coming over tomorrow. I think it's going to be a bit of a blend of a weekly home blessing / a crisis clean, because we need a little bit of a deeper clean than the weekly home blessing. So I'll probably spend just a little bit longer to make sure that everything's done. We've kind of gone through the whole house basically. So they're the main things that I look at. And then if there's anything else that you feel like you're having to make decisions about every day, you can plot those in as well. Some people like to plan their outfits for the day. I kind of have a uniform of leggings and a different jumper at the moment. That just suits my lifestyle, and I would love to put a bit more effort in and be a bit more stylish, but I just don't really have the time and space for that at the moment. So I'm quite happy with my uniform. I think if you can create a uniform system of like really nice stuff as well, that like dressed up stuff, that would make you feel really good too, and you wouldn't have to think about it too much. You just know what your uniform is. I'm sticking with my leggings. So I'm going to write all this down in my diary now, and then I will talk you through what I've plotted out for each day. So to talk you through my week, Saturday is today. We're having tuna bake, and we're doing the weekly home blessing, and I'm going to wash my hair. Sunday will probably be leftovers from the lunch because our friends are over, or some sort of frozen meal for us. I think we're doing burgers for lunch, and then I do have some ready meals for the boys, like ready-made baby meals, like an emergency stash for days like this where there's just not going to be time to prepare another meal for 5 o'clock. Monday we're having beef stew. That's in the slow cooker. If the dates allow, I might have to switch this round if the dates on the meat aren't quite right. So I haven't written my meals down just yet until I know for sure. And then the boys are at nursery for a couple of hours on the Monday. And then Tuesday, I've put spaghetti bolognese, and I've got my 12-month check with the boys. Wednesday, I've put lemon chicken, which is another slow cooker one. I do the spaghetti bolognese in the slow cooker as well, so that's my 3 slow cooker meals. They'll be back at nursery again. I'm not sure how long for. It depends how the Monday goes. And I'm going to wash my hair again on the Wednesday night. And then Thursday, we're going to have salmon and pasta for dinner, and I have Jack's mum with me that day and an eyebrow appointment. And then on Friday, I've put pizza for us, pizza party Friday night. We just have a frozen pizza from Tesco and we'll be going out for the day, I think, with Jack's mum, so probably to a garden centre. So that's it, that's how my week looks. In terms of FlyLady, obviously it's zone 4 as I mentioned, and then if you are following the FlyLady system, I'll just go through what she's got on each day, and I think I might pretty much try and follow her like main system instead of mixing up the days, but I'll see how I get on. So Monday's the weekly home blessing, which obviously I will have already done. Tuesday's plan and play, Wednesday's anti-procrastination, Thursday's errand day. I always do the errand day on a weekend because I can't really get out in the week. Friday's clean out the bags in the car, and then Saturday family fun, and Sunday renew your spirit. So I'm going to see how I can follow that this week and then tweak it for the next week, depending on how well it goes. So that is it. I really hope that this video was helpful to you. Please let me know in the comments below if you plan your week like this and any extra tips that you've got that I could use, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.